The Kraft Foods Company, makers of Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening, presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, transcribed by the Kraft Foods Company. Today, the Kraft folks have a surprise for every woman who serves French fried foods, for every woman who likes to bake, for every woman who makes salad dressings. This surprise is new Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening. New Kraft oil is so truly all-purpose, it's perfect for both deep frying and pan frying, perfect for any recipe calling for liquid shortening, perfect for homemade salad dressings. Remember wonderful new Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening. Well, let's see what's doing with the Great Gildersleeve. It's a balmy spring evening in Summerfield, and the great man and his nephew Leroy are strolling down the street. Leroy's on his way to visit his pal Piggy, and Gildersleeve is on his way to visit his girl, Grace.
I thought you had a date with Miss Tuttle last night, Unc.
Yeah, I did, Leroy.
Gosh, 2 dates in a row?
I don't have a date tonight. It's just that I feel I can drop in to see Grace anytime. We're so close.
Yeah. I noticed when she's with you in the car, she sits close. Like there were 3 in the front seat.
Well, the upholstery's worn out over by the door.
And you're in no hurry to get it fixed, huh? I noticed when she's out with your rival, Dr. Olsen, she sits close to him, too.
Yes, she has to. That sneaky intern keeps his pill satchel on the seat.
Wonder what he does when he calls her Miss Tuttle.
What do you mean?
Does he hold her hand, pretending he's taking her pulse?
He wouldn't dare. Yeah, I'll see you later, Leroy. Here's Miss Tuttle's place.
Okay, good luck, Unc.
Yeah, thank you, my boy. George, I'm glad I don't have to pretend I'm a doctor to hold her hand. Hello, Grace.
Why, Throckmorton, I didn't expect to see you this evening.
Yeah, back again.
Did you leave something last night?
Yes. I left a kiss on your cheek, and I came back to get it. May I come in?
For just a minute, maybe.
Why just a minute?
Oh, all right, I'll tell you. Clarence is coming over.
Clarence Olsen? Every time I turn my back, that intern is operating.
He said he had something very important to tell me.
Yeah, I'll bet.
He's completed his internship, you know.
It's about time. He's been a boy intern for 8 years.
Throckmorton, now don't you think you should go before he comes?
Well, there's the doorbell. Too late to leave now.
Get your hat. I'll let him in.
I wonder what he has to say to Grace that's so important.
Hello, Clarence. Come in.
Grace, how lovely you look this evening.
Thank you.
Radiant as a rose.
He's the gushy type.
Oh, you have so much color in your cheeks.
Oh?
Are you blushing or just excited because I'm here? Let me feel your pulse.
Oh, Clarence, stop.
Oh, he's sickening. Olsen, let go of her hand. I'm here.
Oh, is that you, Gildersleeve? I thought you were Grace's grandmother sitting there.
Yes.
Grace, I thought we were going to be alone tonight.
Well, Throckmorton just dropped by for a minute.
A minute? Let me look at my watch. Gildersleeve, your minute's up. You're a 1-minute egg that's done.
Now, Clarence, you sat in on some of my dates with Grace.
Yes, and no 2 people ever had a more miserable time than Grace and I.
Olsen.
Now, you 2 boys say good night.
Good night, Gildersleeve. Here's your hat. There's the door.
Now, just a minute.
I explained to Grace that I have something very important to tell her.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Really, Throckmorton?
You know, Grace, he's afraid to leave. He's afraid I'm going to propose.
That never occurred to me. You aren't, are you? How can you trust a man with a laugh like that?
Well, if Gildersleeve isn't going to leave, let's go off in the car, Grace, and I'll tell you then.
Oh, he's going to leave. Aren't you, Throckmorton?
You seem awfully anxious to get rid of me.
Well, after all...
Gildersleeve, if you won't leave, just turn your head and I'll propose right here in the parlor. Grace, darling.
Olsen, you're not serious and you know it. Are you serious?
You'll never know, will you?
I'll never know what Grace sees in a taffy-haired lightweight like you.
Now, Throckmorton,
Well, there must be something wrong with your judgment.
I'll have you know I'll choose my own friends, and tonight I've chosen Clarence.
Run along, Gildersleeve. Two's company, three's a crowd.
Don't crowd me, Olsen.
What did you and Miss Tuttle do last night, Unc?
Well, I came home early.
Did she have another headache?
Yeah, Dr. Olsen.
Beating your time, huh?
No, he just had something to talk to her about.
Secret stuff?
John Bond, I don't know what it was. It doesn't worry me one bit. Leroy, eat your prunes.
More coffee, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yeah, please, Bertie.
Yes, sir.
Let's see now. What would a handsome man like Dr. Olsen like to talk about with a pretty girl like Miss Tuttle all alone on a moonlit night like last night?
Leroy, let's forget Dr. Olsen.
You'll be able to forget him soon, Mr. Gildersleeve.
What's this, Bertie?
I noticed in the paper this morning that he's leaving town.
He is? I didn't see that. Leroy, hand me the paper.
Sure.
Quickly.
Okay.
It's a little squib on one of the inside pages. That is.
Oh, yes. Dr. Clarence Olsen, having completed his internship at City Hospital, plans to establish a general practice in the Northwest. He's leaving this week for Seattle, Washington. Yeah.
Say, he's going a long way.
Yeah, you bet. I wonder if he's considered Australia.
Mr. Gildersleeve, that leaves you a clear field with Miss Tuttle.
Well, not that I ever considered him competition.
Oh, no.
He just happens to be the type I heartily dislike. Right, George. I wonder if Grace has heard the good news. Think I'll give her a ring.
Maybe Dr. Olsen gave her a ring last night.
Now, Bertie. Yes, Olsen's leaving town. Well. Of course, I don't want to appear to be gloating over this.
Hello?
Good morning, Grace. This is Throckmorton.
Oh?
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the morning paper.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I imagine you heard that Clarence Olsen's leaving town.
Yes, and I suppose it makes you very happy. Throckmorton, I was so angry with you last night. Clarence comes over on practically his last night in town, and you try to spoil it for him.
Now, Grace, it was all in good fun.
Well, it wasn't funny to anybody but you. The idea of staying around when I have a date with somebody else.
Well, I didn't know what he was up to. Did he propose?
He only came over to tell me he's leaving town.
Is that all?
And I hope your conscience hurt you for being so mean to him.
Now, Grace, I have no conscience about this. I have nothing against Olsen, now that he's leaving town.
Imagine calling a promising young doctor a flyweight.
Yeah, I didn't go that far. I just called him a lightweight.
Well, I think you owe Clarence an apology.
Oh, I'm sorry, Grace. Why don't I come over tonight and we'll talk about it?
I think I'm going to have a headache tonight.
You just don't want to see me.
No, I don't. Goodbye.
But,
No luck, huh?
for some reason, she seems to be taking Dr. Olsen's side.
Yeah?
Yeah, I guess I did sort of spoil his date. But actually, I wish him all the luck in the world after he's gone.
Yes, sir. You can afford to like him now.
What's this, Bertie?
They say out of sight, out of mind, and you wouldn't mind seeing him out of sight.
Well.
Yes, sir, that's the saying, out of sight, out of mind, and you like him out of sight.
Now, Bertie.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you know when you like Dr. Olsen?
Yes, Bertie.
That's right, when he's way out of sight.
I don't know why everybody thinks I've been picking on Dr. Olsen. Yeah, I wonder if Peavy's heard about his leaving town. Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you today?
Peavy, I guess you know Clarence Olsen is going to Seattle.
Yes. When do you start dancing in the street?
Wait a minute. Yeah, I consider Clarence a friend.
How's that?
Just because he's a rival doesn't mean I don't wish him well when he leaves, Peavy.
I understand, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Right?
I remember how kindly I felt toward one of Mrs. Peavy's suitors after he joined the Army.
Yeah?
He went to Germany to chase the Kaiser, and I stayed home and caught Mrs. Peavy. He got out after a 3-year hitch, and I'm still in.
Oh, my goodness.
When is the good doctor leaving?
Next week, the paper said. And I intend to make a friend of him before he goes.
Well, you should do something for him. He's leaving you a clear field with Miss Grace Tuttle.
I have a little problem with Grace, Peavy.
You don't say.
She thinks I've been a little rough on Clarence.
I always thought he gave you the worst of it.
Well, Peavy, we just have our little playful exchanges. But I'm willing to let bygones be bygones. And I want Grace to know how I've changed toward Clarence.
Well, why don't you call her and tell her?
Well, I did. She hung up on me.
You are in bed.
Well, Grace is right. Perhaps I should apologize to Clarence. He isn't a bad sort, Peavy.
He's a good spender in here.
He's free-hearted, all right. He took me and my date to dinner once. Of course, he dropped me off before he took my girl home, but he probably didn't mean anything by it.
No, he could have been saving gasoline.
I don't think it was that. He was driving my car. But I've forgotten all that. Peavy, I owe Clarence Olsen a dinner.
And he owes you for the gas and the girl.
Well, I'm not one to hold a grudge. I'm going to invite good old Clarence to dinner. I'll invite Grace, too.
Well, that should get you in good with Miss Tuttle.
Peavy, I'm doing this to prove to Clarence I'm his friend. I'm not doing it to impress Grace Tuttle.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I could have phoned Grace instead of coming over. But I didn't want her to hang up on me before I could explain. I hope she doesn't like Peavy and thinks I'm giving Olsen a dinner just to make up with her. Perhaps I should make it a big affair. Sort of a testimonial dinner. Yeah, by George, I will. I'll go all out. Hello, Grace. It's me.
Oh, I thought it was the laundryman.
No, but I'm willing to throw in the towel. May I come in?
Well...
Thank you. Yeah, I came over to ask if you can come to dinner tomorrow evening. We had a date, you know, before all this came up.
I know we did, but...
And I want Clarence to join us.
You want Clarence to join us?
Yeah, good old Clarence. As a matter of fact, I've decided to turn it into a testimonial dinner for him. How does that sound?
Throckmorton, are you all right?
Oh, yes, indeed. Yeah, I realize I've done Clarence an injustice, and I want to make amends. Honor bright.
I really believe you do.
He's just starting out in this profession. Fine young doctor. And I want to give him a good send-off.
I hoped you'd feel that way.
You bet. He's leaving all his friends here in Summerfield, going way out to the Northwest where he doesn't know anyone. It isn't going to be easy establishing a practice.
I know.
You probably have to start way out in the country, tending the sick in the woods, fording the rivers, through the rain, following the stork.
Oh, Throckmorton.
Will you come to our dinner, Grace?
I'll be delighted, and I think you're wonderful.
You do?
You know that kiss you came back for the other night and didn't get?
Yes.
Here it is.
I like being good.
Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute. You'll find a brand new label tomorrow in the department where your grocer displays cooking and salad oils. It tells you there's a brand new kind of Kraft oil. Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening. Here's why the Kraft folks put the words all-purpose on every bottle of new Kraft oil. Instead of being blended for just one or two uses, new Kraft oil is blended right for dozens of uses, for every kind of deep frying and pan frying, for any baking recipe that calls for liquid shortening, and for the smoothest salad dressings you've ever made. New Kraft oil is so truly all-purpose, you'll use it every day. The good cooks in the Kraft kitchens urge you to use new Kraft oil in cakes, cookies, and quick breads. And for frying, too. It's a great convenience to pour your shortening out of a bottle instead of having to dig it out of a can. Measuring is exact and easy. You'll also like the exclusive zip-out window in every Kraft oil label. Pull off this handy little tab, and you see right into the bottle. You know ahead of time when your supply is running low. When you're shopping, be sure to get new Kraft oil. It's perfect for deep frying and pan frying, for baking and salad dressings. Wonderful new Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening. Well, the great Gildersleeve got in touch with his girl, Grace Tuttle, when he horned in on her date with Dr. Olsen. Of course, the water commissioner has never liked his rival, but when he learned the doctor is leaving Summerfield, his attitude changed considerably.
Yes, sir. The more I think about Olsen, the better I like him. Bertie!
That's it, Miss Gildersleeve.
Yeah, it's me.
I thought that was you.
Yeah, I need your help on a little project, Bertie.
Yes, sir.
I'm thinking of giving a testimonial dinner tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
You think you can prepare it?
Well, Bertie's cooked everything else. I don't know why she can't cook a testimonial.
Oh, you know what I mean. I thought I'd invite Mr. Peavy.
Yes, sir.
And Miss Tuttle, of course.
Of course.
And Dr. Olsen.
Come again?
He'll be the guest of honor.
Dr. Olsen's going to be the guest of honor?
Yeah, that's right, Bertie.
The dinner's for him?
Yes, indeed.
You inviting your best girl and your worst rival to the same dinner?
Bertie, why do you keep asking questions?
Because I can't believe the answers.
Well, after all, he's leaving town.
That's the answer.
Well, Bertie, it's my way of patching fences.
Yes, sir. You want to patch him with roast beef or baked ham?
Hi.
Hello, Leroy. Yeah, I'll leave the dinner to you, Bertie.
Yes, sir.
What dinner?
Mr. Gildersleeve's giving a testimonial dinner for Dr. Olsen.
Yeah? Gosh, you sure are glad to get him out of town, aren't you?
Why does everybody keep saying that?
Because it's true?
Bertie better go plan that dinner.
No, my boy, I have my reasons for inviting him over.
It's a trap, huh?
What?
You want me to hang a bucket of water over the door for when he comes in?
No.
How about wiring the doorbell so when he sticks his finger on the buzzer...
There'll be none of that.
Let the air out of his tires while he's eating your dinner?
Leroy.
Boy, if I was Dr. Olsen, I'd never walk into a booby trap like this. Is he really coming?
Well, I've left messages, but he hasn't answered my call. I think I'll stop by the hospital to see him.
Too bad you can't get him on the phone.
What do you mean?
If he gets you in that hospital, he may have your appendix out before you can tell him why you're there.
Yes. Inviting Olsen to dinner is eating a lot of crow, but it'll sure put me in solid with Grace. Oh, there he is in his office. May I come in, Clarence?
Oh, Gildersleeve, delighted to see you.
You are?
Never expected such a break. Climb up on the table.
What?
Now, what did I do with my scalpel? Nurse, ether.
Wait a minute.
My gloves, mask, gown. Prepare for surgery.
Olsen, I'm here on a social call.
Fine, we'll take out your Social Security.
Stop pushing me toward the table. I came to invite you to dinner.
You're inviting me to dinner? Why?
Well, confound it, Olsen, I'm trying to be friendly.
With me?
Well, after all, you're leaving town.
I thought you'd be around to gloat. That's why I didn't answer your phone calls.
Now, Clarence, this is a legitimate invitation. I've invited Grace.
Grace?
I told her I wanted to do this for you.
Now I see what's rattling around in that gourd you use for a head.
Clarence, let's not bite the hand that's trying to feed you.
Now, Gildersleeve, you know you're doing this just to impress Grace.
Me? Oh, no.
You're glad to get rid of me.
Look, Clarence, I have a date with Grace tomorrow night. To prove my sincerity, You can pick her up and bring her to the dinner.
Well, thank you, Gildersleeve.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'll be glad to take your date. But I don't know where I'll take her to dinner.
What a hard man to like. That sneaky Olsen. He needn't think he's going to take my girl somewhere else to dinner. I'll put him on the spot. While I'm here, I'll invite the head of the hospital. That ex-intern will have to come.
Yes, yes?
May I come in?
Come in.
Thank you. Dr. Mason?
Yes, what is it?
Well, I'm Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, water commissioner.
Something wrong with our water? Don't you want to see the janitor? That's who you want, the janitor.
No, I want you.
I don't know anything about water. I'm head of the hospital.
Well, that's why I want you. I mean, Dr. Mason, I know you're a busy man, but I'd like to invite you to dinner.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
It's sort of a testimonial dinner for one of your young doctors.
Oh? Did he deliver your baby or something?
No. No, I'm not married. This is Dr. Clarence Olsen, who's leaving Summerfield.
Olsen? Oh, yes. Good man.
I just thought it'd mean a lot to him if an important man like you would come.
Nice of you to ask me, but I don't think I can make it.
No, Dr. Mason, I realize this is an unusual request, but I know your reputation for giving young doctors a boost. How about it?
I'd like to, but I have such a busy schedule.
Yeah, but busy men should relax. That's what you tell your patients, isn't it?
Yes.
Doctor, let's not be afraid to take our own medicine, especially in a good cause.
Let's see.
Tomorrow night, 7-ish, roast beef.
I'll be there.
Table looks beautiful, Bertie.
Thank you, sir.
Things in the kitchen smell mighty good, too.
Thank you, sir.
Not so loud, Bertie. Might be the head of the hospital.
Oh, I forgot. They're used to them quiet zones.
Yeah, I'll get the door.
And I'll get the kitchen.
Dr. Mason?
No, this is your friendly neighborhood druggist.
Evie, come in. I forgot to turn on the porch light.
I don't need a light to lead me to Bertie's roast beef.
Well, you're the first arrival. Have a chair.
Thank you. Finally get Dr. Olsen to come, did you?
Yeah, I told him the head of the hospital will be here, so he'd better show up.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you've certainly gone to a lot of trouble to entertain your arrival.
Yeah, I know, but it'll soon be over. And tonight, let's say some nice things about him.
I don't know Dr. Olsen well enough to pay him a lot of compliments, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, it isn't easy for me to say anything about a fellow who's always trying to steal my girl. Frankly, I'll be glad when he settles in Seattle.
By the way, where is Miss Tuttle?
Well, as a friendly gesture, I'm letting Olsen bring her tonight.
That's about as friendly as you can get.
Oh, there they are, Peavy. Excuse me.
Yeah, well.
Good evening, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, Dr. Mason, come in.
Thank you. Don't close the door. There are a couple of lovebirds coming up the walk.
Oh?
Dr. Olsen and his girlfriend.
Oop. They don't have to stand out there looking at the moon. We're waiting, Grace.
Hello, Throckmorton.
Fine-looking couple, Gildersleeve?
Oh, yes. Are you coming, Grace?
Don't rush us, Gildersleeve. I'm showing Grace the stars.
If he doesn't bring my girl in the house, he's going to see some new ones.
More coffee, anybody?
No, I don't think we can persuade anybody, Bertie.
I'm up to here.
It was a wonderful dinner, Bertie.
Delicious.
Yes, it was.
Thank you, one and all.
I want you to know, Bertie, you served my favorite dessert.
Oh, Dr. Olsen, you can thank Mr. Gildersleeve for that. He took pains to have everything you like.
Even his best girl.
It was a wonderful thought, Throckmorton.
Well, I wanted Clarence to have something to remember about Summerfield.
Oh, I have quite a lot to remember. Haven't we, Grace?
I'll be glad when he's gone.
Excuse me, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes, Peavy?
When are you going to make the speech? I have to get home and write to Mrs. Peavy.
Well, I did have a few words to say about our departing friend.
That isn't necessary, Throckmorton.
I insist. What's a testimonial dinner without a little testimony?
Well, if it's going to be a long speech, maybe I will have some coffee.
No, I'll be brief, Peavy. Now, your attention, folks. I thought it appropriate to have this little dinner party with close friends and the distinguished head of City Hospital.
Thank you.
As a gesture of our high regard for a man who, despite our banter and fun, has crept into our hearts.
My.
As Dr. Mason mentioned to me, he's a good man. A man Summerfield hates to lose. But we know a man with Clarence Olsen's personality, drive, and ability will make his mark in Seattle. Gee, that's a lot to say, but it's worth it to have Grace all to myself when he leaves.
Gildersleeve, your fine tribute to Dr. Olsen has started me thinking.
Yes, Dr. Mason?
Since he has made so many friends, I believe he would be quite an addition to the permanent staff here at City Hospital.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Mason. Clarence has made his plans.
Yes, thanks to your touching demonstration of friendship, Gildersleeve. I've decided to stay here.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just 30 seconds. Next time you go shopping, be sure to get a bottle of wonderful new Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening. Some oils are good for one use and not so good for others, but new Kraft oil is perfect for everything. It's so truly all-purpose, you'll use new Kraft oil in your kitchen every day for pan frying, deep frying, baking, and delicious homemade salad dressings. Remember, new Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening.
I declare, Mr. Gildersleeve, I can't get over Dr. Olsen deciding to stay here in Summerfield.
Yeah, Bertie.
Your testimonial dinner backfired, huh, Unc?
In a way.
And you even let him bring your girl to the dinner.
Well, I got to drive her home.
Yeah?
Yeah, when Olsen went out to his car, he had 4 flat tires.
Leroy, did you let the air out of Dr. Olsen's tires?
Heck no, I was at the movie.
Then who did?
Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman and is an NBC Radio Network production. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Lillian Randolph, Mary Shipp, George Neese, Herb Butterfield, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying good night for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next week and every week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Delicious cold cuts for luncheon or supper make a welcome change of pace from the hot meals you've been serving. Easy to fix, too. But here's a tip. Be sure there's delicious Kraft prepared mustard on the table. Because when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. There are 2 kinds of Kraft mustard. Mild Kraft mustard so smooth and delicately spiced, and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added to give it extra zip. Keep both kinds on hand for different tastes. Next time, get Kraft prepared mustard.
Now play You Bet Your Life with Groucho Marx on the NBC Radio Network.
The Kraft Foods Company, makers of Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening, presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, transcribed by the Kraft Foods Company. The Kraft folks have done it again. New Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening is making a real hit in American kitchens. New Kraft oil is specially blended, so it's exactly right for every cooking and salad use. Perfect for all deep frying and pan frying. Perfect for every kind of homemade salad dressing. The perfect liquid shortening for any baking recipe. Get New Kraft oil at your grocer's tomorrow. New Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening. Well, let's see what's doing in Summerfield. People who know the great Gildersleeve don't think it too unusual that tonight his car is parked in front of the Women's Club. As a matter of fact, he's made arrangements to pick up the attractive school principal, Miss Irene Henshaw, so here he is with his motor running.
Yeah, I wish they'd break up the meeting. My engine's getting hot. Yeah, I guess I should have drained the antifreeze. It's almost June. Well, here she comes. Irene has such a graceful walk.
Hello, Throckmorton.
Hello, Irene.
You tired waiting?
Well, I never like to be kept waiting to see you.
That's very nice. Oh, dear. This is the most uncomfortable seat. Is something wrong with this cushion?
Well, I need new upholstery. The spring came untied on that end.
Oh.
You better sit over here close to me.
You didn't untie it, did you?
Shall we take a little spin?
I think you'd better take me home. It was a long meeting.
Yeah, what were you women talking about?
We were discussing the candidates we'd support in the elections this year.
Oh?
You know, it's the strangest thing. Nobody's running for sheriff.
Not even Sheriff Nicholson?
He's retiring.
Well, Nick's had it quite a while. He's used up a lot of silver polish on that badge of his.
We need a sheriff who is young and vigorous, a strong personality.
True.
A crusader. Someone who isn't afraid to turn the spotlight into dark places.
Speaking of spotlights, there's a big moon tonight.
Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, have you any idea what I'm talking about?
Sure, you're looking for a sheriff. One with a big spotlight.
Now be serious. The sheriff's office is a great opportunity for somebody. As a matter of fact, you might well consider it yourself.
Me? Sheriff?
Why not? You're well-known, popular.
Well, yes.
It would be a step up.
Yeah, it would.
Throckmorton, you could easily be our next sheriff. What do you think about it?
There's nothing wrong with thinking about it.
Splendid.
Of course, if I'm sheriff, I'll have to have this front seat fixed. Self-respecting lawbreakers wouldn't ride in this car. Yes, Leroy.
You're home early.
Well, Irene was a little tired tonight.
Of you?
Of course not. My dates never get tired of me.
Only kidding.
What are you doing up?
I just finished my homework.
Good boy. What do you say we go raid Bertie's refrigerator?
I'm way ahead of you, Unc.
You get some plates. I'll get out the food.
Okay.
This is a kind of a reward, Leroy, for you doing your homework. It isn't that I'm hungry.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy, do those chicken wings look good.
Leroy, got you in my refrigerator.
Oop, Bertie caught us.
You didn't catch me. You're in the refrigerator.
Why, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Just counting the chicken wings.
Here, let me dish it up for you.
Thank you, Bertie.
Pile up the plates, Bertie. As long as we're caught, let's make it worthwhile.
Yeah. Well, we won't do this again.
You're home early, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah, Miss Henshaw was tired after a meeting at the women's club. They're looking for a sheriff.
What's the matter? Did they get robbed?
No, it just happens that there's no likely candidate for sheriff this fall.
No, sir.
Why don't they get somebody from out of town, like Roy Rogers?
Well, believe it or not, Miss Henshaw suggested I become sheriff.
You?
I believe it.
I don't.
Why not?
Well, gosh, I just always think of you as water commissioner.
Well, that was my first reaction. But being a sheriff is a bigger job.
Yes, sir. That's a big job. Sheriff Gildersleeve.
Hey, that sounds pretty good. Imagine, my uncle, a sheriff. Can I carry your handcuffs?
Not so fast, my boy. I haven't even decided to run.
Unc, you gotta run. I can see you on a horse now, leading parades.
Well...
Yes, sir, and your picture would be in the paper every few days with dignitaries and people like that.
Oh, I've had my picture in the paper, Bertie.
Yeah, but you just happened to be holding the mayor's coat while he laid a cornerstone.
Well, I'll admit being sheriff is a glamorous, exciting kind of job.
Hey, you'd even have a siren on your car.
You bet.
Boy, would I blast the kids when we went by.
We'd only use the siren in emergencies.
Then you're going to run, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, if enough people want me, like the women do.
I'm behind you, Unc.
Me, too.
Yeah, I might talk to Bronco in the morning, get him to feel out his organization. It's active in politics.
Sure. Get the junior thinkers behind you.
Right, George, I'll do it.
Tell them if they don't support you, they're not thinkers, they're...
Yeah, there's Bronco about to leave for the office. I think I'll step across and speak to him now. Yeah, I'm going to run for sheriff. It won't hurt to have my niece's husband get the junior thinkers behind me. Good morning, Bronco.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Can I give you a ride to town this morning, Bronco, my boy?
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, we go to work in different directions.
Well, I thought I might drive you out to the plant. We could talk about things.
Oh, thanks. No, I'll need my car today. Oh, what's on your mind?
Well, it's election year, you know. I've been giving a lot of thought to possible candidates I'll support. All of us should.
Oh?
Yeah, that goes for me, you, and splendid organizations like your junior thinkers.
Oh, don't you worry. We've been putting the candidates under the microscope.
Good for you. When you were looking in the microscope, you didn't happen to see a likely candidate for sheriff wiggling around, did you?
No, it's wide open.
You're still president, aren't you?
This is my third term.
Yeah, those thinkers know what they're doing.
Well, I will say I had very little opposition after my first term and none for my third. Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, you should have seen it. The Elks Club banquet hall was full of junior thinkers, and I was elected by acclamation. Yeah, standing ovation. And in my acceptance speech, I told them, fellow thinkers...
Wait, Bronco, wait a minute. We aren't talking about thinkers. We're talking about the next sheriff.
What?
I was about to say, as a popular president, you might be able to make a strong recommendation.
Oh, yes, I could.
Of course, you couldn't recommend somebody you don't know well.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you have too much principle for that. So you might play it safe and recommend a relative.
Who?
Well, think hard. Who's in the public eye and knows what's going on at City Hall?
My cousin Tom, the window washer?
Bronco, you're joking.
Well, the only other relative I can think of who's in the public eye is you.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I can't imagine that. Oh, no. Oh, Sheriff Gildersleeve. Oh, that's very...
What's so funny?
Well, it's just that I know you'd never run for sheriff. Oh, you're too set in the waterworks.
Well, on the contrary, I'm seriously thinking of running. The Women's Club has practically endorsed me.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, at least Miss Henshaw has.
Well, I didn't realize you'd given some thought to this.
You bet. How about mentioning me to the junior thinkers? I know today is your meeting day.
Well, I'll be glad to, Mr. Gildersleeve. Yeah, I'll give you a big build-up.
Great.
See you later.
Bronco.
Yeah?
After I'm sheriff, don't let me catch you parked so close to that fire plug.
Yeah, I don't have to worry. The sheriff's my relative.
Yeah, it's a little early in the afternoon. I've done enough work for the water department. I think I'll stop in and see Peavy. He'll be surprised to hear I'm running for sheriff. Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you today?
Well, you can vote for me, Peavy.
How's that?
And Mrs. Peavy can vote for me.
I wouldn't count on Mrs. Peavy.
What?
She never votes for a pig in a poke.
What are you saying?
Well, we don't know what you're running for.
Well, they're plugging me for sheriff.
Well, that's a good way to get plugged.
No, Peavy, you're thinking of the old Western days. The modern sheriff is more of an executive.
Yes.
Of course, I'd have to head up all the parades and be in the news a lot.
Well, I imagine you'd be in the news.
Yeah, I'd have to make public appearances, like getting in theaters and ball games free to keep my eyes on things.
Well, if you need an extra private eye, I'll go to the ball games with you any day.
Yeah, what kind of a sheriff do you think I'd make? You haven't expressed yourself.
Do I have to?
No, Peavy, I want your opinion.
When do you want me to speak as a friend or tell you the truth?
Peavy, the truth never hurt anybody. Oh.
Well, I think the water commissioner would make a pleasant type sheriff.
Yeah, you do?
Instead of a six-shooter, you could carry a water pistol. You'd be very popular with criminals.
Yeah, all right, you have your fun. But the women's club is behind me. Bronco's lining up the junior thinkers. I have absolutely no opposition.
You don't say.
So it has to be a landslide for me.
Hello, Mr. Peavy.
Well, hello, Bronco.
Bronco!
Oh, I thought that was your car parked out front, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, how did things go at the junior thinkers' luncheon?
Well, I wanted to be the first to tell you.
Yeah, naturally. Bronco, I just might find an honorary sheriff's badge for you.
I get to go to the ball game.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll all have a lot of fun. Now, when I'm sheriff...
Mr. Gildersleeve, let me finish.
Oh, yeah, proceed, my boy.
Well, I spoke to the junior thinkers, and they don't think much of your chances.
Well, I knew they'd have it. What?
Yeah, well, everything went along fine until they asked what your qualifications were. Yeah, I reminded them of what a fine job you've done in the water department.
Yes, yes.
But they want a crusader.
A crusader?
Yeah. Well, we kicked around a lot of names, and we decided to back a woman for sheriff.
A woman, Sheriff? Oh.
Well, they got him in Texas.
Bronco, who's the woman?
Mr. Gildersleeve, the junior thinkers are supporting Mama Hubbard.
Mama Hubbard? You mean the one who operates the drive-ins?
Yeah, we figure she'll make a real two-fisted candidate.
She's quite a woman.
Peavy, you know a woman wouldn't make a better sheriff than I would.
No, I wouldn't say that.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute. There's always something new coming out of the famous Kraft kitchens. And right now, it's a wonderful new all-purpose oil. Your grocer has it. New Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening. The Kraft folks have a special reason for playing up the words all-purpose on their new oil. Unlike oils that are at their best for just one or two uses, new Kraft oil is blended right for everything. The Kraft kitchens have tested new Kraft oil in scores of ways and recommend it for all your deep frying and pan frying, for all your favorite homemade salad dressings, for any baking or pastry recipe that calls for liquid shortening. When you make cakes, cookies, and quick breads with new Kraft oil, you pour your shortening from a bottle instead of scooping it out of a can. Measuring is exact and easy. And wait till you discover the tender crust new Kraft oil gives to French fried foods. They're never soggy and hard to digest. The label on every Kraft oil bottle has an exclusive zip-out window. When you pull off this little tab, you can see when your supply of oil is running low. It's a great convenience. Next time you're shopping, be sure to get new Kraft oil. It's perfect for deep frying and pan frying, for baking and salad dressings. Wonderful new Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening. Well, things were moving along at a very even tenor for the great Gildersleeve until somebody suggested he run for sheriff. The more he thought about the idea, the better he liked it. It looked like a breeze with no competition. Then a lady candidate appeared on the scene, and his support began to crumble.
You mean Bronco and his junior thinkers aren't going to support you, Unc?
Yeah, they ran out on me, Leroy. Imagine a woman sheriff. She'll have doilies in the cells and ruffled curtains over the bars.
No woman can beat you, Unc.
Oh, I'm not worried about that, my boy. The water commissioner is too well known around here.
Well, sure. You can tell everybody if they don't vote for you, you'll cut off their water.
No, my boy.
Miss Gildersleeve!
Yes, Bertie?
I thought you was going to be sheriff.
Oh, I am?
That's not what it says here in the paper.
What's that?
The paper says Mama Hubbard's running against you.
Oh, that doesn't mean she's going to be elected.
Here's a picture right here.
You publicity hound.
Let me see it, Bertie.
There's a strong jaw if I ever saw one.
Oh, brother. A great stone face.
I got a cousin who works in one of her drive-ins. He tells me Mama Hubbard keeps them hopping.
Yeah?
Yeah, I hear she runs them with an iron hand.
Yes, sir. They tell me she was a top kick in the wax.
She was?
Yes, sir. Now every morning she lines up all the kitchen help for inspection.
Oh, my goodness.
My cousin was late one morning, so she put him on KP.
Tough.
He didn't mind. KP was his job anyway.
Well, I don't think being a sheriff is a job for a woman. I just might go down and suggest she withdraw.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd be doing her a favor if I pointed out the pitfalls of politics.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, she's been a successful drive-in operator. She should stick to her last.
Yes, sir. Tell her to stick to making hot dogs instead of making it hot for the water commission.
No, Bertie.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you know what you want her to stick to?
Well.
That's right, making hot dogs instead of making it hot for the water commissioner.
I should have gone home to Mrs. Peavy when I closed the pharmacy, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, Peavy, I want Mama Hubbard to see the high-type supporters I have.
Thank you.
Her office is right in back here.
Nice place she's got. I wonder why she wants to play policeman.
Well, we're going to talk her out of it.
Well, I'm here to tell you. I've always felt a woman's place is in the home. At least that's where I try to keep Mrs. Peavy.
Step in, Peavy. The girl said to wait for Mama here in the office.
Very well.
Say, there's her picture on the wall.
My, no wonder we won the war.
Careful, Peavy. I hear her coming.
Well, let her come. I'm not afraid of her.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Mrs. Hubbard. Yeah, or is it Miss?
Call me Mama.
Well, Mama, I'm Mr. Gildersleeve.
I know.
And this is my friend and one of my supporters, Mr. Peavy.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Peavy?
Pleased to meet you, Mama.
If you're backing Mr. Gildersleeve, I won't waste one of my cards on you.
Mrs. Hubbard, Mama, I thought I'd come down for a friendly chat in case we became political opponents.
We are opponents.
Well, perhaps after you've given a little more thought to opposing me, you'll be happy just staying in the hot dog business. The drive-in business.
What's so tough about opposing you? Could you be worse than Okinawa?
But being sheriff doesn't seem quite the job for a woman.
What's the matter with women?
Nothing. No, don't misunderstand me. I'm all for them.
Yes, he is. Me too.
What I mean is, the office requires a big executive. Somebody with a plan of action.
What are your plans, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, first I plan to get elected.
Oh? You mean that's as far as you've gone?
Well, first things first. Can't do anything till you get elected.
Well, you must have some plans, don't you, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, Now, just a minute. I don't tell everything I know.
Well, gentlemen, when I'm elected, I plan to bring about some long-needed reforms. I'm going to flush out the law violators like a covey of quail.
She would, too.
I'm going to make the highways and streets in our fair city and county safe for our women and children.
Mrs. Peavy will be glad to hear that.
Well, I plan.
You haven't a plan, and you know it. Mr. Peavy, why are you supporting Mr. Gildersleeve?
I'm beginning to wonder.
If you'll excuse me, I have to get one more signature to put my name on the ballot.
Mama Hubbard?
Yes?
I'd be proud to put my name on your petition.
Oh, my goodness. I guess I'm going to have to fight for this sheriff's job. I've lost Bronco and his stupid junior thinkers. Even Peavy got carried away. I hope Irene's home. It's about time we have a strategy meeting. Fortunately, I still have the Women's Club behind me, and they're the biggest organization in town.
Oh, hello, Throckmorton.
Yeah, well, Irene, may I come in?
I have someone here from the Women's Club.
Yeah, well, I don't want to interrupt. We can talk here in the hall if you have a moment.
Of course.
Irene, you remember the sales talk you gave me the other night about running for sheriff?
Well...
The need for a strong, vigorous crusader?
Yes. I tried to phone you about that, but you haven't been in the water department all day.
Oh, well, I take my political job seriously. I've been out electioneering. I think I should tell you, though, we've had a little setback.
Oh?
Yeah, I thought we could count on the junior thinkers, but they say they're going to support another candidate.
Throckmorton, if I were you, I'd give up the idea of running for sheriff.
Oh, no, not me. I'm going to fight to the last vote. Now, if you girls would like to call another meeting, I'd like to appear before you and accept your endorsement.
Throckmorton, this hurts me more than it does you.
What?
The Women's Club has decided to support one of its own members.
You mean Mama Hubbard is one of your members?
Yes.
And you're going to vote for her?
I'm sorry, Throckmorton. You weren't sure you were going to be a candidate, and Mrs. Hubbard is a charter member of the Women's Club.
What does that have to do with it? That old biddy was a charter member of the Lewis and Clark expedition, but doesn't mean you have to vote for her.
Commissioner, who are you calling an old biddy?
Oop, Mama!
Up, Unc.
I have to go to Mama Hubbard's. The newspapers want a picture of us together, Leroy.
No kidding. You're going to have your picture taken with her?
Well, I can't say no. It's their way of presenting both candidates. Hand me that tie, my boy.
The one with the mermaids on it?
No, the plain black one.
I get it. The voters might not go for a candidate with mermaids hanging around his neck.
Well, I'm afraid they aren't going for me anyway.
Tough, Unc.
Miss Gildersleeve, I've got your coat pressed.
All right, coming, Bertie.
How about me shining your shoes before you go?
Thanks. I haven't time.
Miss Gildersleeve, I heard on the radio this morning that the Women's Club is behind Mama Hubbard.
Yeah, I caught her at Irene's yesterday trying to sew up the votes. What a sneaky thing to do.
Yeah, you thought of it first.
I'm still voting for you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Bronco says he's voting for you no matter what the junior thinkers do.
Well, that's 3 votes.
Who's the other one?
Me.
Poor Mr. Gildersleeve.
I've got a good notion to withdraw from the race.
Unc, and be the laughing stock of town?
Not necessarily, Leroy. I've been thinking about it. I could just turn this picture to my advantage.
Yeah?
Right, George, I'll do it.
What?
Instead of posing as a candidate, I'll just shake Mama's hand and say, I'm too much of a gentleman to run against a woman in a mudslinging political race.
Nobody can argue with that.
Yes, sir, that'll get me out gracefully. Yeah, I can just see the headlines. Water Commissioner refuses to make political capital at expense of frail woman.
Mama Hubbard is frail?
Well, at least it's a good idea. Right, George, I'd like to be sheriff. I just don't stand a chance. This is my only way to save face. Just bow out. I wonder if the photographer's here yet.
Hello, Commissioner.
Hello, Joe. Are you going to take the pictures?
Yeah. Wish Mama Hubbard would show up. I have a deadline.
Yeah, she's probably powdering her nose.
Mama Hubbard?
Joe, I think I should tell you, this isn't going to be the kind of picture you came here to take.
Oh?
I've decided the thing for me to do is to leave the field to Mama Hubbard.
Coward.
No. I'm not a coward. You just take a picture of me shaking her hand and wishing her good luck.
Okay. She's going to be a hard-boiled sheriff.
Well, hello, boys.
Hello, Mama.
Mama, why don't you and the commissioner stand right over there by the chair?
All right. You should have been around with your camera last night. I had a press conference and served sandwiches.
Yeah?
I haven't had a chance to clean up the place.
Yeah, well, Mama, if you're ready, we'll stand here by the chair and I'll...
Oh, let me toss these paper plates in the wastebasket. Tidy up for the picture. There we are.
What's the matter?
There's a mouse in the wastepaper basket.
A mouse?
Well, so what? Come down off the chair.
Mr. Gildersleeve, do something!
But
He can't. You've got him around the neck.
Don't worry, Mama. I'll protect you.
Oh, boy, hold it.
What?
That's the picture.
Don't pretend!
I may be sheriff after all.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just 30 seconds. Some cooking and salad oils are good for one use and not so good for others. But new Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening is perfect for everything. New Kraft oil is so truly all-purpose, you'll use it every day for pan frying and deep frying, for all recipes calling for liquid shortening, and, of course, for homemade salad dressings. Tomorrow, be sure to get a bottle of wonderful new Kraft all-purpose oil and liquid shortening.
Well, Bertie, I guess you noticed that Mama Hubbard has decided not to run for sheriff.
Yes, it looks like you're going to be sheriff after all.
Well, Summerfield needs a man who isn't going to run from a mouse. Right, George, I'm going to clean up things. I'll chase the lawbreakers right across the county line.
Yes, sir.
Bertie, did you see this in the paper?
What's that?
Summerfield Bank robbed last night. 2 gunmen still at large.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Yes, Leroy?
Sheriff Nicholson's outside. He wants you to be a deputy.
Me?
He knows where those 2 gunmen are hiding out, and he wants you to help bring them in.
Why me?
He says you need the experience.
I've had experience.
Capturing gunmen?
Running the water department, and that's where I'm staying. Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman and is an NBC Radio Network production. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Lillian Randolph, Kathy Lewis, Dick Crenna, Gail Bonney, Olin Soule, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next week and every week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
There are 2 kinds of delicious Kraft prepared mustard. Mild Kraft mustard, smooth and delicately spiced, and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added. And whichever you prefer, remember, when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. Try it on cold sandwiches, hamburgers, frankfurters, and cold cuts. Enjoy the wonderful sauces you can make for hot meat and vegetable courses with Kraft prepared mustard. Keep both kinds on hand and keep the whole family happy. Get mild Kraft mustard and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added at your favorite food store.
Now play You Bet Your Life with Groucho Marx on the NBC Radio Network.
The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, transcribed by the Kraft Foods Company. More than 20 years ago, the Kraft Foods Company introduced a wonderful new salad dressing, a superbly smooth, delicious-tasting salad dressing called Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip was so remarkably good that it soon became the most popular salad dressing ever created. Now, Miracle Whip outsells the next 20 leading brands of salad dressing combined. And good cooks everywhere depend on it to make their salad better tasting. To bring out the best in your salads, use the one and only Miracle Whip salad dressing. Well, it seems the great Gildersleeve is always beset with petty problems, trying to raise his teenage nephew, Leroy. The boy is all hands, all feet, and all noise. For instance, the water commissioner is coming home this afternoon with a replacement of his favorite recording. Seems Leroy accidentally sat on the last one.
Right, George, I can't be without a record of Indian Love Call. I am calling you. Probably wasting my money, though. Time I get home, the record player may be broken.
That you home, Miss Gildersleeve?
Yes, Bertie.
I thought that was you.
Yeah.
You know how I knew that was you? Because you didn't slam the door.
Speaking of slamming doors, is Leroy home?
No, sir, but he was.
Yeah, I see he left his books and lunch pail right in the middle of the floor. Where is he?
Well, he came in the house, went through the refrigerator, and out the back door. He's off playing ball somewhere.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll pick up his books and lunch pail.
No, Bertie. He'll do that.
He will?
Yeah, I'll insist on it. Half the time, this place looks like a shambles.
Well, we got a young cyclone running through here every day.
Hi, Unc.
Leroy, don't slam the door.
What's the matter, Unc? You look pale.
Leroy, I want to talk to you.
Okay, right after I phone Piggy. Boy, what a ball game.
Leroy, don't throw your bat in the corner.
I was aiming for the umbrella stand.
Bertie.
Yes, I'm gone.
Hey. Leroy, pick up your things. Put away your lunch pail, books, and bat.
Sure, right after I talk to Piggy.
Don't sit on my new phonograph record.
I won't.
And I want to talk to you.
I'm listening. Oh, hello, Piggy.
Zeke.
Piggy, I want to tell you about the ball game.
There have to be some changes around here, young man.
Okay, Unc. What's that, Piggy?
Let's settle down a little. We won't slam doors. We'll pick up our things.
Okay, Unc. She did, Piggy? I'll be right over. Goodbye.
Hey. Leroy, where are you going?
Piggy's mother baked some hot cinnamon rolls.
Yeah. Now, just a minute.
Yeah?
Before you run off again, pick up your ball bat, your books, your lunch pail.
Okay.
And put them away.
Oh, sure, I'll put them right in here.
And don't toss them in the closet. Oh.
Sorry, Unc. I already let go of them.
Excuses.
I'll pick them up later. See ya, Unc.
And don't slam the... Oop. I have to do something about that boy. I can't get over Leroy. He paid no attention to me this afternoon. Well, I'll get a magazine from Peavy and go home and read. Leroy will be in bed and it'll be quiet. Unless he goes to sleep with his radio on again. Hello, Peavy.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. On your way to see your lady friend this evening?
No, I'm seeing Irene tomorrow night. I want a magazine.
Yeah.
Any suggestions?
Well, do you want to read or just look at the pictures?
What do you mean?
Well, here's a movie magazine, rather unusual one.
Oh?
Has a horse on the cover.
Yeah, I'll skip the horse and take this one of June Allison.
I thought the horse would run second. You care to take a comic book to Leroy?
No, but I could use a book on how to tame a teenager.
How's that?
Peavy, I have to do something about Leroy. Getting so I have to keep after him all the time. If I tell him to do a thing once, I tell him 100 times.
Well, when I was a boy, my father only told me once.
Yeah, mine too. By George, from now on, I'm going to tell Leroy only once and see that it's done.
It used to work. When my father told me to fill the wood box, I would.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
If I didn't fill the wood box, he took me to the wood shed.
Well, boys don't realize how easy they have it these days.
I know. I used to fill the kerosene lamps, milk the cows.
Peavy, did you live on a farm?
Well, I'm here to tell you, I met Mrs. Peavy on a farm.
Yeah?
I went over one evening to help with the cows and ended up with old Bossy.
You mean Mrs. Peavy?
Well, she is a little bossy, but that was the name of the cow.
By the way, what is Mrs. Peavy's name?
Mrs. Peavy.
I mean, what do you call her at home?
Mrs. Peavy.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm going home and start training Leroy.
I wouldn't worry about Leroy, Mr. Gildersleeve. He's just a typical high-powered teenager.
Oh, he's way out of line, Peavy. But I'm going back to discipline. He can't go wrong if he turns out the way I did.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Peavy. Yes, sir. Peavy's right. When our father spoke, we jumped. And from now on, I'm going to make Leroy toe the mark. Yeah, guess I better hang my hat in the closet. Set a good example. Oh, for baseball bat, lunch pail, books. He never did pick them up. Leroy!
I'm upstairs on the phone, Unc.
Well, get off and come down here.
Where now?
Downstairs, young man.
Okay.
By George, it's time for a showdown. Are you coming, Leroy?
Sure.
Zeke.
Yeah, Unc?
Leroy, must you jump to the landing?
You wanted me in a hurry, didn't you? What's up?
Your things are still down on the floor. That's what's up.
Oh, I meant to do that.
Yeah, well, good intentions are not enough. When I was a boy, my father told me only once.
Gosh, you must have had a swell father. You're always after me.
Well, I have to keep after you because I'm too lenient. From now on, I insist on instant obedience.
Gosh.
None of this gosh stuff. Say yes, sir.
What is this, the Army?
Well, that sort of discipline might not be a bad idea. Did you mow the lawn today?
I figured I could do a better job Saturday when I have more time.
You're making excuses again.
But, gosh.
What?
Yes, sir.
Another thing. Did you make your bed this morning?
Well, I figured if I waited until tonight, it would be fresher when I got in it.
Young man, go make your bed right now and report back to me when you've made it.
Okay.
What did you say?
Yes, sir.
Oh, dear. Leroy, get a move on. You act as if you're being sent to Siberia.
Any chance of going?
Leroy. By George, I'll get some action around here and know the reason why.
Mr. Gildersleeve,
Yes, Bertie?
is it safe for me to come in?
Come in, Bertie.
Yes, sir.
I was just setting Leroy straight.
Yes, sir.
After he makes his bed, he's reporting back to me, and I'm going to have him clean out that closet.
Yes, sir.
Then I'm going to blow taps and send him to bed.
Yes, sir. You got a bugle?
I'll get one if necessary. Now, did you wish to see me about something?
Yes, I was wondering if you saw that letter on the mantel from your Aunt Hattie.
Aunt Hattie?
You don't suppose she's come to visit, do you?
I hope not. Let me read it. And perhaps I shouldn't say this, but I can't think of anybody who upsets me like Aunt Hattie does.
Yes, sir. She sure gives you hell, Columbia.
Let me see. No, she isn't coming, Bertie.
No, sir.
She's hinting, however.
Who's hinting?
Leroy, is your bed made?
Yes, sir. Who's hinting?
Well, it seems Aunt Hattie would like to come for a visit.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to my study now. After you've cleaned your things out of the closet, report to me.
Well, gosh, after I clean the closet, it'll be time to go to bed.
Yeah, that's why I want you to report. I want to send you to bed.
How about Bertie?
He's on the march.
He doesn't want Aunt Hattie to come, but if you ask me, we already got an Aunt Hattie.
What's that?
He's beginning to boss me the way she bosses him. Hey, I just thought of a way to take the heat off me.
Boy, I knew you'd think of something.
Let's go in, Irene.
It seems I'm coming to your house a lot, Throckmorton.
Well, I want you to hear some new recordings I bought.
Don't tell me you bought another Indian love call.
No. This is string stuff for romantic listening.
Oh.
Good evening, Miss Henshaw.
Hello, Leroy.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, my boy.
I wish to report that I mowed the lawn, sir.
Well, good. Come into the parlor, Irene.
Thank you.
Good night, Leroy.
I'll come along with you to finish my report.
Well, Leroy has some little duties to report on Irene.
Oh, please go right ahead.
I made my bed this morning, and when I came home, I took my lunch pail to the kitchen, and I didn't drop my books in the middle of the floor. Sir?
Oh, my goodness, Leroy, let's not overdo it.
Very good, sir.
He even salutes?
Yeah, that's his own idea.
What's come over, Leroy?
Oh, he's trying to embarrass me because I insist on a little discipline around here.
You've carried things a little too far, haven't you, Throckmorton?
Not me. I'm just trying to arrange it so there'll be some peace and quiet around here this summer.
Oh.
I don't want any distractions when you and I are sitting on the sofa, listening to music. Great idea, building a phonograph into the coffee table. Don't have to get up to turn it on and off.
What are you going to play for me?
Well, like I say, it's pretty romantic. Listen to this.
What is it?
Love's Dream After the Ball. Speaking of love, Irene.
Sir.
Oop.
Am I interrupting something?
What is it, Leroy?
I've been tidying up your study.
Thank you.
Do you want me to throw away this letter from Aunt Hattie?
You may.
You don't care what happens to her letters, do you?
Leroy, don't make it sound as if I'm not fond of Aunt Hattie.
If you don't want her to come visit us.
No. Boys get wrong impressions, Irene. We must respect our relatives, my boy.
Oh, of course.
Then what I did is all right.
What'd you do?
I haven't seen dear old Aunt Hattie for so long, I invited her to come.
Oh, pooh!
Great Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute. Here's a wonderful new kind of salmon salad sandwich, one of those all too rare ideas that are easy enough for the family, fancy enough for company. First of all, make some good salmon salad. Use drained canned salmon, crispy chopped celery, and sliced stuffed olives. Mix them all together, then add the salad dressing. And I do mean the salad dressing, the one and only Miracle Whip salad dressing. Miracle Whip has a fine, lively, teasing flavor, a flavor that'll make your salad taste its delicious best. And it's a flavor that no other salad dressing has, because Miracle Whip is made from a secret Kraft recipe that combines the qualities of old-fashioned boiled dressing and rich mayonnaise. As you add Miracle Whip to your other ingredients, you'll notice this salad dressing has a remarkably smooth, creamy texture. That's the result of thorough, careful blending with special Kraft beaters. For the sandwich part of this treat, instead of bread, you'll need some nice rosy tomatoes. For each serving, peel one tomato and cut it into 3 crosswise slices. Then place the bottom slice of tomato on a lettuce leaf and alternate the tomato slices with 2 layers of salmon salad. Add a dab of Miracle Whip to the top of the tomato, and there it is. A tempting sandwich of tomato slices and salmon salad. Keep a jar of Miracle Whip on hand always for all kinds of good-to-look-at, good-to-eat salads. You won't know how delicious your salads can taste till you make them with America's favorite salad dressing, Miracle Whip. great Gildersleeve may have a bigger brain than his nephew, but it doesn't work as fast. When Leroy felt his uncle was carrying discipline too far, he contrived to have someone in the house discipline his uncle.
Leroy, why did you ask Aunt Hattie to visit us?
Well, she kept hinting, Unc, so I was just the courteous little boy you want me to be.
Oh, sure.
Besides, I wanted to see how well I'm behaving. Thanks to you, sir.
Well, I'm not looking forward to it, believe me.
I don't know why you hate to see Aunt Hattie come. I get along with her swell.
Yeah, she thinks you're an angel. She always picks on me.
Yeah. Miss Gildersleeve.
Yes, Bertie?
You want me to fix your den for Aunt Hattie to stay in this trip?
My den? Why can't she stay upstairs in Marjorie's old room?
Last time she said she couldn't stand the altitude.
Yeah, that's because she's always on her high horse.
It had me run up and down like an elevator.
I think Aunt Hattie should stay where she's happiest.
Too bad she isn't happy at home.
Fix your den for her, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yeah, fix my den.
If you'll excuse me, sir, I think I'll go pick some flowers for Aunt Hattie's room.
Oh, my goodness.
And, sir, you better get all your cigars out of the house.
You're all right. When Leroy invited Aunt Hattie, I knew I was in trouble.
Well, trouble has to start someplace, and this didn't start with Leroy.
What's this, Bertie?
Somebody made trouble for somebody else. Now we're all in trouble.
Yeah, well, don't blame me.
Well, I ain't blaming nobody. But you started making Leroy walk the straight and narrow. Now somebody else has to walk the straight and narrow.
Yeah, well...
Yes, sir. You got Leroy walking the straight and narrow. Now somebody else got to walk the straight and narrow.
Yeah, all right,
Miss
Bertie.
Gildersleeve, you know who has to walk the straight and narrow now?
Yes, Bertie.
That's right. Somebody else.
Well, come in, Aunt Hattie, and welcome back.
Thank you, Throckmorton.
Well. Hello, Miss Hattie.
Hello, Bertie.
My, you're looking well.
I'm fine. But I notice Throckmorton has put on weight again.
Well, a little, perhaps.
I'll have to come into the kitchen and supervise his diet, Bertie.
Yes, ma'am.
Calories, that's your problem, Throckmorton. Too many fat calories.
Here's your bag, Aunt Hattie.
Oh, thank you, Leroy. Oh, he is such a dear, considerate boy.
Oh, me.
This all you brought, Miss Hattie? Just an overnight case?
Her trunk's on the way, Bertie.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Put Aunt Hattie's bag in my den, Leroy.
Okay, sir.
I couldn't stand your den again, Throckmorton.
Oh?
I was very uncomfortable when I was here last.
Well, I thought going upstairs bothered you.
Going upstairs may bother you, but that's because you're getting obese.
You should do something about that, Unc.
Leroy, take Aunt Hattie's bag upstairs.
Yes, sir.
You aren't being too firm with Leroy, are you, Throckmorton?
What's this?
You shouldn't break a sensitive boy's spirit.
Oh,
Would you like a cup of tea, Miss Hattie?
Well, I like my tea a certain way, Bertie. Perhaps I should make it.
No, Aunt Hattie, Bertie knows how to make tea.
Very well. I don't want anybody to think I'm hard to get along with.
Oh, no.
No, ma'am.
Bertie, you go fix the tea while I talk to Throckmorton. I want to talk to him about his weight.
Well, on second thought, Aunt Hattie, maybe you should show Bertie how you like your tea.
Well, now, maybe I should. Anyway, I want to see how Bertie's kept the kitchen.
It's spotless. I've seen to that.
Yeah, you know Bertie, Aunt Hattie.
Oh, how do you like your tea, Throckmorton?
Well, I like mine.
I'll make it the way I like mine. It should be made that way.
Yeah, just as you say. George, I can't take much more of this. I'm going to get out of the house tonight. While she's out of the room, I'll phone Irene and make a date. Aunt Hattie can't argue with that.
Hello?
Irene, this is Throckmorton.
Oh, hello. Do you have a cold?
No, I just don't want to be heard. How about a date tonight?
All right. What'll we do?
Get out of the house.
Throckmorton, what's the matter with you?
Aunt Hattie's here.
Oh.
I'll pick you up at 8. We'll go to a movie.
Who are you talking to, Throckmorton?
Zeke.
Excuse me a minute, Irene. I'm talking to a Miss Henshaw, Aunt Hattie.
She your new girlfriend?
Well, I've known her for some time. I have to take her to a movie tonight.
Oh. Of course, if you want to go out the first night I'm here.
Well...
I haven't even met this Miss Henshaw. Don't you think I should know her?
Throckmorton, what's going on?
Just a minute, Irene. I'm talking to Aunt Hattie.
Yeah, but hurry up. I left the water on in the tub.
I'll try. Now, you see, Aunt Hattie...
Of course, if you don't want me to meet your girlfriend...
You know, it isn't that.
Your only living aunt.
Oh. Irene?
Yes?
How'd you like to come over here tonight? Irene, I'm sorry we can't go to the movie this evening.
Oh, we can always go to a movie. I'm looking forward to the show at your house.
What?
I want to meet the woman who has you jumping through hoops.
Oh, we won't see much of her. She had a long trip. She'll go to bed early.
That you, Throckmorton?
Yeah, it's me. And Miss Henshaw.
Well, I've been waiting to meet you, Miss Henshaw.
Thank you. I've heard a lot about you, Aunt Hattie.
You're the school principal, Throckmorton tells me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how Throckmorton managed to get a smart girl like you interested in him.
Yeah.
But I don't suppose there are many eligible men of your age around town.
No, Aunt Hattie. Let's go into the parlor.
Yes, I want to have a good look at Miss Henshaw.
Well, I didn't realize I'd have to pass inspection tonight.
Well, now I see you in the light. You'll do.
Thank you.
Shall we all sit down and chat for a minute before you have to go to bed, Aunt Hattie? Long trip and all, you know.
Oh, when I found out you were bringing one of your girls over, I took a nap so I'd be fresh for the evening.
Well, that was very thoughtful of you.
Miss Henshaw, how long has Throckmorton been courting you?
We've known each other for about 2 years.
My goodness. Well, that's long enough, the way they do things these days.
I beg your pardon?
And you are not getting any younger, Throckmorton.
What?
Well, I like Miss Henshaw much better than that skinny girl you used to go with.
Well, now, Hattie.
Now, this one has a little meat on her bones.
That's nice. I didn't know you picked out a girl the way you do a pork chop.
Very good, Irene.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes, Leroy?
How do you do, Miss Henshaw?
Hello, Leroy.
Aunt Hattie, is there anything I can do for you before I retire?
Well, Leroy, I can't think of another thing you could do for me. You've been an angel.
Thank you, Aunt Hattie. Unc, before I retire, may I report to you, sir?
That won't be necessary, Leroy.
I put out the cans, put away my books, haven't slammed the door all day, and I put fresh flowers in Aunt Hattie's room.
Ah, bless you.
Oh, Leroy, why don't I see you up to your room?
Yeah? Oh, that won't be necessary.
No, I insist. Come along, my boy. Excuse us, ladies.
Go right ahead. I want to talk to Miss Henshaw. Now, my dear, if Throckmorton ever does get married, he'll need me to come here and look after him.
Unc, I can go to bed by myself.
Young man, it's time I had a talk with you.
What about?
You know. March.
Okay. Sir.
Into your room and close the door.
Okay, sir.
Stop saying sir. Stop this idiotic good behavior.
Why, Unc?
Why can't you act like a normal boy?
Gosh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. Getting Aunt Hattie to come here and hop all over me was a sneaky trick.
You mean you've changed your mind about this discipline stuff?
Yeah, let's say it can be carried too far, and I've had enough.
Okay, Unc. I'll be my old lovable self.
what's come over Leroy the last day or two.
What's the matter, Aunt Hattie?
Well, look at his books and his lunch pail right in the middle of the floor.
Yeah, I've spoken to him about that.
Well, if I've told him once, I've told him 100 times. His bed's never made, his room's never picked up.
Hi, Aunt Hattie!
Leroy, don't slam the... Oh, my nerves. I simply can't stand it.
Leroy...
Excuse me, I gotta go get my baseball bat.
Oh, such noise I have never heard.
Yeah, what a thoughtless boy.
Good heavens.
He's seeing you!
He won't be seeing me.
What's this?
I've had enough. I'm packing my bag.
Aunt Hattie, what do you mean?
Leroy has me so exasperated, I'm leaving on the afternoon train.
Well, what a fine boy.
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just 30 seconds. Add a surprise to the next fruit salad you make. Add several cubes of cranberry jelly to the fruit. Try it. And to be sure that salad is at its delicious best, be sure the salad dressing you use is Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip gives salads wonderful flavor. A lively, teasing flavor millions of folks call just right. It's a different flavor, too. One no other salad dressing has. Remember, for fine-tasting salads, there's nothing like the one and only Miracle Whip salad dressing.
Well, Leroy, we better go up and bring down Aunt Hattie's bags. Soon be train time.
I know she'd be ready to go home the minute I started acting my normal self.
Yeah, well, you could have overdone it, my boy.
You think so?
Yeah, we don't want Aunt Hattie to go home with the wrong impression of us.
Well, she had a good visit. Now you and I can have the run of the house again.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, too. Aunt Hattie, we're here for your bags.
Come in.
I'm sorry you decided to cut your trip so short, but I thought... Aunt Hattie, you aren't packed.
Throckmorton, I've decided not to go.
What?
I'm going to stay here and discipline Leroy.
Oh, for corn's sake!
Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman and is an NBC Radio Network production. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Lillian Randolph, Kathy Lewis, Isabel Randolph, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Food Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next week and every week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Done up just right, a delicious hamburger can be truly a gourmet's delight. A big deal in eating pleasure. Of course, just about every good cook knows that a dash of Kraft-prepared mustard really makes a hamburger. Because when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. Kraft mustard, naturally. There are two kinds of Kraft-prepared mustard. Mild Kraft mustard if you like it smooth and delicately spiced. Snappy Kraft mustard with horseradish added if you like it zippy. Get both kinds of Kraft-prepared mustard at your food store.
Now play You Bet Your Life with Groucho Marx on the NBC Radio Network.